Hello and welcome back to Food with Life. I am your Chapatti with our very special guest, Dr. Robert Young, in our second show, all about how we want to begin to develop or become more of an alkaline in our life, in our body, and basically to be happier and healthier. So Dr. Young, you were beginning to touch a bit about protein. I know I have people I know that they feel a need in their diet to have some animal protein, whether it's a chicken dish or a fish dish or some meat, So I'm just curious, and what do you say about this? How does that affect your alkalinity or acidity or your well-being from your side?
Well, from my upbringing and my research and now my blood research, learning and studying different diets, particularly the ancient diets, prior to the flood and then, of course, after the flood. These people lived to 800, 900, 1,000 years prior to the flood. After the flood, similar lifespans. And it wasn't until meat was introduced into the diet that life expectancy went from 1,000 to 50 years. And the reason for this scientifically is that meat, when it's breaking down, eludes waste products that are highly toxic to the human body. Uric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and phosphoric acid. These acids are poisonous to the internal fluids of the body. And when we ingest food, we need to understand that food has to be in an alkaline state at 8.4 in a liquid state in order to fold into the crypts of the small intestine to be transformed into stem cells. This does not happen with protein. Protein is too fibrous. It never breaks down to a liquid state. It can never rise to the occasion to a pH of 8.4. So what happens is the stomach has to literally pour on it. The pancreas, the gallbladder, literally has to pour sodium bicarbonate to raise its alkalinity, or you would die from just eating one protein meal.
Right.
So eating animal protein is devastating to the human body. And I know this because I see those who are eating animal proteins do not have healthy blood.
Does that mean fish too? Or
Absolutely.
Chicken? Fish, anything alive.
Anything that has a face.
Right.
Anything that has lips. Well, fish don't have lips. Well, some of them do. But you want to
Kissing
avoid...
gouramis. Kissing gouramis have lips.
That's okay.
When I was a boy, I had these tropical fish.
Okay. Well, I've seen these before.
So continue, yeah.
Yeah. So the goal is to eat foods that will build stem cells. And we know what that is. Chlorophyll, oil, water, and salt. We know where stem cells are made, in the crypts of the small intestine. We know what the quality of the blood is when we're eating this type of diet. And, I can tell by just looking at one drop of blood what you're eating, what you're drinking. Because the blood takes on certain parameters in relationship to what you eat and what you drink. So when we change that diet to a more plant-based, alkaline, green diet, like green avocados, it's one of my top foods. I call it God's butter.
Delicious food.
It's a delicious. It has its own inherent proteins, but it's got great oils. It's also higher in potassium than banana, but with hardly any sugar.
Right.
So you don't get that sugar hit that you get from bananas.
I know you talk about, you don't speak so highly about bananas.
Well, I love bananas.
Huh?
I love bananas. I grew up on bananas.
Yeah.
But I realize that if I eat them, I don't feel good. I realize that they're constipating. I realize that the sugars actually nullify the good potassium or alkaline minerals in that banana. They are filling, so people go on banana diets to lose weight, but they also compromise the gut.
Because of the sugar and all.
Yeah, because of the sugar. And, core health is where it all starts. Core blood, is made in the core, and the quality of that blood determines your overall health. And if I'm taking an autistic child and they're having mind blindness, and they're not connecting to the outside world, once we heal the gut, the core, and start building healthy core blood, the child changes. This is also true with Alzheimer's, because Alzheimer's is a type of diabetes. I call it type 3 diabetes. When we take the sugar out, we take the acids out, when we realize that the body doesn't run, brain cells do not run on sugar, they run on electrons. We are electrical beings having a physical experience. Okay, and when we understand that we're electrical beings and we need to recharge our body with light and energy, that makes total sense to me why you called your company, your website,
Food with Life.
Food with Life.
We're going to talk about this more because it's fascinating. We just touched on it. I am your host, Chapatti. This is Food with Life with our special guest, Dr. Robert Young. Stay with us, please.